I need to go to the Constitutional Court to stop this 5% VAT increase. Our country has gone down the drain. We don't have money. We don't have jobs. Even chartered accountants are struggling in South Africa now financially. Our houses are being taken by the banks right now as I speak because we can't afford even our mortgages. We can no longer afford to feed, I don't want to call them ugly names, but they deserve those ugly names. We can't afford to feed a bloated government civil servants of 1.3 million workers who, majority of them, are stealing our money along with the politicians. We have no guardrails. The Constitutional Court is our last resort. We need to stop the Minister of Finance. We need to stop the President. We need to stop Cabinet. We need to stop the National Assembly. We need to stop all members of Parliament who are colluding against the people of this country. We cannot be run by an oligarchy that takes decisions unilaterally without consulting us, the citizens. We were never consulted, especially on a critical issue such as VAT. Already, the small number of taxpayers in this country are suffering to ensure that there's social relief grants. It's not our problem that Trump has removed US aid. In fact, I support Trump to remove US aid because we can no longer become irresponsible citizens who stand by, especially the wealthy citizens who are capable of assisting us now. This is a constitutional matter. It's not a high court matter. We go straight to the Constitutional Court. We pass everything. A constitutional matter goes straight to the Constitutional Court. Please. We cannot afford any VAT increase. In fact, we need to go to the Constitutional Court to reverse the first increase of 7.7% that Zuma put in place before he left in 2018 that took us from 14% to 15%. It was already unjust. The biggest injustice is the fact that we have no control over how much money, our money is stolen from every municipality, every provincial government, every state agency of a municipality, of a provincial government, every state-owned company, every government-owned company, every regulatory body. In South Africa, I counted on my own 116 different taxes that we pay. We are the most overly taxed country. We're probably the most overly taxed developing nation in the world. The kinds of taxes that we pay are unjust, are inhumane. They are beyond what apartheid did to us. The apartheid government developed this country, albeit with separate economic development, albeit under racial policies. But we had less unemployment than we have now. We had less crime than we have now. We had less people being raped than we have now. We had competent prisons. We had competent schools. We had competent hospitals. We had competent courts. We had even the death penalty to protect us from the animals that are roaming the streets now, animals who don't even have permission to be in South Africa, illegal immigrants who can kill anyone and get away with it because they have no fingerprints, they can't be traced. And we have people who defend them through illegal and unconstitutional acts like the Bella Bill that says a child who is here illegally can stay illegally. Their parents can stay with them. How do you stay in a country illegally when your parent is a criminal? That nonsense needs to be taken to the Constitutional Court. We are not going to pay that. As much as we didn't pay for the e-tolls in Gauteng. By the way, in Gauteng, we didn't pay for e-tolls because people like me and many other people stood firmly by OUTA and said, we are not paying as Badali, and we never ever paid. Upanyaza last year, wasukuma ukdawa, wathi yena, uzosifakela amanye ama e-tolls. I even did a video on TikTok about that. And many people responded and took it to Twitter, and it was effective. And he stopped lo msangano bewakhuluma ukuthi wasifakela more e-tolls to charge us for the 6 billion rand that they illegally, unconstitutionally stole from motorists to charge them the e-toll fee after the Constitutional Court, after they violated a Constitutional Court judgment saying they must not bill us. We are not paying even 0.0000001% increase. Niyangizwa kahle. We are not going to be held hostage by criminals. We've been held hostage enough by criminals in this country. We've been held hostage enough by incompetent thugs who are masquerading as government ministers, as members of parliament, as MECs, as MMCs, as public representatives, who are actually putting themselves on lists without even checking whether they are qualified to be on those lists. There are people in parliament who can read a balance sheet, who can read a management account statement from a government department, who don't know what a debit and a credit is, but they are MPs. We can't have that nonsense. We cannot be held hostage by an unaccountable government. This government is unaccountable. In fact, it's a mafia government.
Kleptocracy.
go to a cabinet meeting and unilaterally decide to make us pay for things that we cannot afford. They must go and check the price of eggs and bread today and tell me who can afford those prices. Ngeke size sivume.